Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. We about to react to this video about how hip hop is not going to be the same no more. I believe it's alluding to after Clips dropped their album, but we know the Kendrick Lamar verse on there. There's been some rumors about Nas and Jay-Z features being on there, man. Hey, look, this is about to be a time, you know what I'm saying? We about to get into it. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase alongside the Discord and some merch if you're interested. But yeah, y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Pusha T, well, if you're ready to see how Push has just executed one of the most masterful plans in rap that we have seen in decades, and really with everything going on for the new Clips album, well, right before he is about to drop what may just become rap's next...
Oh, this, I think this is the track list. Is this a track list? Hold on. Nah, this ain't it. Is it? Yeah, this is the track list that leaked, y'all. Hold on, let me expand it for y'all. Let me expand it. Y'all look at that track list. Uh-huh.
Next classic, he has made sure all of his longtime rivals have never looked worse. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now really, as what we are seeing from Pusha T is truly going to make him go...
I don't think that's the track list. That's something that ain't the track list, y'all.
Down as one of the most feared rappers of all time, and it won't even be close. Make sure to leave that like so everyone can see where hip-hop is going with Pusha T's evil genius and how he is about to make a Kendrick Lamar level moment of his own when everything is all said and done. And now with all that out of the way, well, now when it comes to Pusha T and everything going on with the upcoming Clips album, let God sort him out. Well, as we are nearing the point where we are going to get to hear this entire album and get a hold of Push for...
We got 7 more days left, couple more days left.
Pharrell, Malice, and so many other high-profile MCs' next major moment. Well, truly, Push is making this record have the best rollout we have seen in so long. Because in a month where Push put in all of the work that you possibly could as an MC, as from releasing Ace Trumpets to then So Be It, to then all of the other moments and interviews that went viral. Well, overall, from getting in the booth and actually just telling his story. In the start of the summer season for rap, where other big names have tried to drop music, and at that, multiple former rap legends were trying to put out big projects and assert themselves as superstars still within their own ways. Well, before we even look into what Pusha T is doing with the tracklist release of the new Clips album and what all of this is going to mean with So Be It Part 2, and how this is all going to play into and really escalate the issues he has with Travis Scott, and well, how Travis may end up responding ultimately. Now, before people rush into the hype of that, and some rap fans who truly don't understand who Pusha T is think that Travis is going to come out of this thing with a W, we really need to...
Hey, he failed Bun B. Bun B said Travis Scott was going to come out by, what was it, the Friday before last? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised because he's from Texas, you know what I'm saying? We known for, I don't remember nobody known for battling in Texas, bro. I know you want to stand your ground in the hip-hop. You already solidified. Don't come out taking up for Travis Scott just because he's from Texas, bro. And now you're looking like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking like a, nah, don't do that. You stay solidified. You a OG, Bun B. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Travis ain't like that. He ain't built like that. Don't even try to make him the pair built like that. He not.
Explore what the most underrated part of this entire rollout and era for the Clips has been, which all surrounds the idea that when it comes to it, shows that Pusha T and his team are some of the greatest tacticians that we have ever seen in hip-hop history. And what I am talking about is really how now, at the same time as Push and Malice have built up one of the most hyped up and anticipated albums, not just in rap, but in all of music in years, well, simultaneously, they made sure that with the moves they made, they managed to slowly crumble the remaining parts of the careers from two rap legends who they have had long-standing beefs with, and now who specifically I am talking about, two other rappers who he has been tied to for his entire career, for better and for worse, and who have tried to compete with really the same spotlight that he has in hip-hop. With everything that he had going on, it really seems like to some level, well, of course, Pusha T didn't just beat these two in terms of who is controlling the conversation and who is building the actual hype for their music, but honestly, when you really think about how everything is played out and how good Pusha T looks in this moment, well, in all honesty, based on the tactician that we all know Pusha T is, It almost seems like he knew that all of this would happen all along when he came back out with an album and rollout that has been bigger than almost any rollout that I can remember. And now with the two rappers who Push has now officially managed to outlast and show that he is still getting better while they have become unlistenable at this point, well, these two rivals, if you have not figured it out, are none other than long-term rival Lil Wayne and then former friend turned enemy in Kanye West. And now with both of
I think Lil Wayne is getting his money up from being on his own now. Because remember, he was always signed to somebody that was taking some money from him. But now I believe he on his own. He got his own ish going on. Just like Meek Mill's situation. Meek Mill said he was getting 13% for 13 years. Now he's on his own. You know what I'm saying? So when you on your own, you ain't gonna be purchasing them hits unless you get some backing. You know what I'm saying? But man, I just hope they do right with being on their own. You know what I mean?
of these two? Well, after the months that they just had respectively and for very different reasons. Well, from wanting to free Diddy to rapping over elephant beats, no matter how you want to put it, compared to Pusha T, both have absolutely soiled their legacies, and for Kanye, not just by saying ridiculous things that nobody even wants to think about him anymore over, but truly for Kanye, beyond the comments that come and go and that we try to just forget about when we listen to something like Graduation, Kanye has now taken away that ability for the people who still wanted to listen to his music, as he made the final choice to stain his legacy and taint what used to be revered as one of the greatest discographies of all time permanently. And he did this by releasing some of the most aggressive pieces of garbage that I have ever seen from any rap catalog, period. And now, while compared to Pusha T and Clips' releases of Ace Trumpets and So Be It, which are both Song of the Year candidates so far, really Kanye just should retire from rap and just speaking at this point in so many different ways. Because from the songs from Ye's Bully project that he just added to his mainline catalog, including the highly anticipated Preacher Man and Beauty and the Beast, well, even with these songs, they didn't even do anything, as aside from not being as embarrassing as the songs that Kanye was releasing just a little while ago, which we are not even going to think about those right now. I mean, at the end of the day,
I think Kanye should probably just get some help, and like, he need a accountability partner. Y'all know what accountability partner is? Somebody who's not going to kiss your you-know-what, and they're going to hold you accountable, you know, and they're going to call you out for your stuff. They're going to remind you of what you need to be doing on a day-to-day or maybe on a week-to-week. He needs like I don't want to say a chaperone because he's a grown man, but he needs like a real, a good mentor, you know. But when you got all this money and you got all, you know what I mean, when life is up to you, when you can do whatever you want to do, it's like, hey, are you going to listen? That's why I say you got to want it for yourself. Kanye is in a state of mind where he needs to want better for himself. And I just don't see that being the case. He really needs some help, y'all. He needs some help. You know what I'm saying?
Still are AI vocally generated slop that just disappoints as soon as you hear the fake Ye glitching out over the last decent instrumentals that he may have had sitting around. And now with Kanye doing this, he really just dropped the ball on the last thing that he could have won back some fans over with, but beyond a mid-group of songs that Pusha T has lyrics that move the culture more than, and what I specifically mean by that is just single lyrics within his song so far, well, as Ye has now added an entire album to the same catalog that Graduation is in with his latest record, Never Stop. Well, as Kanye released a collab album with King Combs, who is Diddy's son. Well, now when we look at the progression of Kanye West, as the catalog now goes from Donda to Vultures to having a song named Free Diddy on it. Well, overall, when we look at this project and see that Ye has taken part as a producer and consistent presence on an album.
Yeah, I'm hearing all this for the first time. I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he did that. Have y'all listened to it? Is it fire? Y'all let me know in the comment section.
That is all about getting Diddy free and his son and the legacy of the awful things that he has done and represented. I know it's Kanye in 2025, but I really can't even fathom how we went from something like the Sunday Service era not even a decade ago to literally a free Diddy album. And again, with Kanye staining his actual catalog with something like this, he has added and cemented the worst thing that has ever been in his entire discography. And to be honest, no matter where Kanye moves from here, and even if there is a few beats or two on this thing that actually sound decent, when you twist your morality this much to make it into the most disgusting album that you possibly could think of, and even decide to make it even more irredeemable by throwing someone like North on a song with Diddy and his son, I guess conveniently for Lil Wayne, which we are about to get to him in a second, don't you worry. history. This record has ended up taking the throne for being the worst album of the year by default, and the fact that the Kanye downfall has taken us here where, again, we can now see a reality where Ye has released a song called Free Diddy. Well, truly with all this, it gives more credence than ever to everything that Pusha T was saying about how he does not see and respect Kanye West as a man and why he is done with him in every way possible. And after the semi-back and forth that they have had since Push left Good Music and for Ye, he just lost it on him and kept putting out more and more information that was trying to take down his image and call him a weak person. Seeing it all come down to this.
Yeah, Ye was talking about all of them. He was like, why would I give him this? I'm bugging. Nas rapping off beat and shit. I'm giving them records. I'm giving them all these records. I'm bugging. I'm that guy. That's that pride. That's that pride where you don't see no value in nobody else but yourself. You only see value in yourself. You want to be the HNIC, the head ninja in charge. And that's what Kanye is dealing with now.
This time where they all have new albums and push through some disses at Ye on his song Ace Trumpets, which felt like one of the most cinematic and fitting moments that you possibly could have dropped. And then Kanye released a Free Diddy album and is losing everything for it. Well, really, after all of the things that came out of Kanye and Push's respective era and all of the rappers from it. But what we can now say is that Pusha T is continuing to walk through the rest and future of hip-hop history as more rappers and their legacies are falling apart that were alongside him at one point. And now in addition to Ye, as he just destroyed and ruined everything that he has ever had with this terrible album and run that he has now cemented as one of the most atrocious runs we have ever seen in all of not just hip-hop, but music history. Well, to a lesser extent, because Wayne is not a horrible person. Lil Wayne has also fallen off now to the point where people want him to retire altogether, because with the Carter 6 coming and going the way it did and already being a record that is doing little to nothing in terms of performance and it's not even a full month old, well, we have really seen Lil Wayne release.
If you're a real Lil Wayne fan, now will be the time to support him if he is up, if he's not up under them deals anymore, that he got to do all this sharing and splitting and breaking down and all of that stuff. He doing everything on his own and it's his own bread. Now that's the time where you support somebody so they can reach a level where they could afford that sound again. You know what I'm saying? That be the time.
The opposite of a magnum opus and put out an all-time low in his catalog considering the series it is in, and also the fact that even while most bad Lil Wayne albums in the past have had a massive song or two that have ended up making the record perform at least decent commercially, this record does not have a single thing that's boosting up its atrocious performance. And now after Wayne really tried to come back in the rap game and show that he can not just be a star but a superstar who was worthy of performing the Super Bowl halftime show instead of Kendrick Lamar, seeing him just lose everything that he was still revered for with this record and then just being thrown into the group of rappers who are so washed that they should never rap again. This is really an atrocious look for Lil Wayne, and I don't think he will ever come back from this considering how lost he truly is in terms of the direction of where he should go and how bad the people around him are that he works with. And again, with this, between the failure of the Carter 6 and the end of Lil Wayne being a respected rapper in this time, and then the fall of Kanye, which is an all-time low that we have seen for anybody with this Free Diddy album, just ruining everything more than you could possibly ever think.
So I thought he made a Free Diddy song. He said Free Diddy album. Godly. How much you owe Diddy? Dang, bruh. See, like I said, people really don't know what's going on behind the scenes, like as far as paperwork and lawyers and all of that stuff. They could say they could tell us anything. But when it come down to the real nitty-gritty, we don't know.
Something can get ruined. Well, truly with this now, we are at a point where the rap game has lost two of its legends and icons who were once seen as a part of the big three in the 2000s and even in the early 2010s. And considering the long-time issues that Push has had both with Wayne, which span all the way back to what happened to that boy, and then also Kanye, whose creative partnership just went up in ruins, and then Ye just kept going at Push until Push dissed him, made him say this, and now Ye went from producing albums like Daytona and It's Almost Dry to the Free Diddy album. Well, what we can say is that if phase 1 of Pusha T's rollout was to show that he is the best legend left from his era and that he is the best rapper out right now aside from Kendrick Lamar, well, he has done those things and a lot more, as he is now expected to have rap's next classic album to a lot of fans, including myself. And really just to see this, while new rap fans who are seeing how good Push is may not be as surprised to see him outlast Lil Wayne and Ye and still be able to make a classic, because in all honesty, the trajectory of all three of them, even over the past 10 years, has shown that Push has gotten way better while Ye and Wayne have stagnated or gotten worse. Well, if you were around for their era or even the last one and saw all of the issues Push and Clips went through in their career, from label drama to beefs with bigger stars to everything in between, and even know with this record that this label drama has continued to be an issue all the way up until now, with everything that went down with the Kendrick Lamar verse and how they had to leave their label. Well, truly for Pusha T, he has now been put in a bad place throughout the entirety of his career, and calling him an underdog at this point would be an understatement, but yet despite all of the setbacks he has had from the machine that we know as music, and again, even despite all the classic albums, major songs, and the great moments he has made already being enough for most rappers to just stop now, to see Push still be this motivated that he is settling this.
Man, that Ace Trumpets and that So Be It, it just got that feel to it. It got that hardcore, that, you know what I'm saying, that feel, bro. And it got the backing, you know what I'm saying?
Score on all his long-standing beefs, and is now put in a place where, unless something unexpected happens, he is really in a position to drop Album of the Year with Malice, and maybe even their best record yet. Well, genuinely what we are seeing is a story and moment in hip-hop that nobody could have ever expected, especially when you heard something like Lord Willin' or their early records back in the 2000s, but with all of this. Well, now, as the entire industry knows when Pusha T and Clips are coming with peak raps, and for a lot of rappers, there is a growing disdain and jealousy for Pusha T as a whole with all the success and momentum he is building. Well, there are going to be a lot of MCs who I am sure in some shape or form will try to take Pusha T's moment away from him in any way they possibly can. And now, while it seems like Drake could be one of the people who may try and pull something here, it's still too early to tell, but we can't put it under him to try and get back in a situation where he is set up to lose. But seriously, as Pusha T has already walked past and the movement he has taken part of in rap has made sure that people realize Lil Wayne is washed, like he told us already, and well, without his creative influence and writing for Ye, amongst many others.
Wayne can't mess with Pusha T, bro, bar for bar. Wayne can't mess with Push, man. He can't do it. He can't do it. Matter of fact, there was a clip where Lil Wayne said, "Nah, I don't battle rap. I don't do that. I don't do that." Because they know. Even with they had Drake saying the same thing. Diss me and you never hear reply from it. Diss me, you never hear reply for it. They was always on that don't battle nobody, because they know you could potentially get your career ended, man.
Things. Well, the loss of all this has made him end his career with the Free Diddy album. Well, overall, Pusha T is now in a place where he has moved up over all these rap legends, and if he keeps it up, genuinely, he's about to only change the genre even more, and really, who even knows what the full extent of what he has planned with Kendrick Lamar is, and that's what makes all of this even scarier, really. But now, truly, as we wait to see what Push, Kendrick, and everything else that the Clips album has in store has really cooked up, well, overall, Pusha T has now created a moment where he has made further competition with how successful he is getting, but at the end of this all, he has let every single rapper know that if he can take down all of the names he has so far and help cause the end and finale of really Lil Wayne and Kanye in the spotlight. And again, now to circle back to the present, and after Push has done all of this, and now we are seeing Travis Scott try to come back outside with new music, and it's really seeming like he is going to try and put an end to the things that Push has going on and get control of this entire situation.
He's the type of rapper or type of artist, if you don't want to consider him a rapper, he's the type that's he don't need to respond or reply. That's his type. He's the type that don't need to respond or reply, because again, if you respond or reply, you got to worry about Push coming back, and then you got to respond to that. He gonna come back, he gonna come back. And it's going to be, you're not ready for a back and forth, boy. You ain't ready for no back and forth. But y'all let me know what y'all think of the video, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. And congratulations on your 100K subs, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, man. But yeah, Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.